Hi there, welcome back to JD Answers. Today I have the Lingdu LD02 menu review. I'm going to go over the menu, I'm going to go over the modes, show you how to playback and delete videos. Stay tuned to the end where I'll be going over all the icons and what they represent. Alright, so the first thing we got to go through is your buttons. And right now on the left side you got your up button, your menu button, and then below that is your bottom button. Now the up button and bottom button, you could use that to maneuver through the menu. Now the top button, if you long press it, you'll be able to switch the Wi-Fi mode. And on the screen, you'll be able to see the Wi-Fi information. And the reason you see that is because I have Wi-Fi on this dashcam at the moment. I'm going to press it one more time. And not sure if you saw that, it says 5G here. Now I'm going to go ahead and press it again. And we're going to see it go to 2.4 mode. There you go. All right, so that's how you switch it. And for my recommendation, keep it on the 5G because it's a faster transfer rate when you're trying to download or use the app. All right, and the middle button, of course, is your menu. The recording needs to be stopped to get into the menu. All right, I'm going to hit the menu one more time. You'll be able to see the recording start again by that red dot blinking. For the bottom button, if you short press that, the menu icon on the bottom left has a 0 with a line through it, meaning it's off. Now we short press it again, you see it is back on. So when you see the red circle with the microphone icon, that means it's off. When you don't see that red circle, that means it's on. All right, for the right side button, you have the OK button, the mode button, the hazardous icon, which is the emergency lock, and then underneath that one will be your power button. And the OK button, again, is if you going through your menu, you could go ahead and choose OK for the action that you want. Now, if you hit the OK button, if you do a long press, meaning you hold it down to an action, which is going to take a picture. So here we go. All right, gonna hit it again. You'll be able to take a picture, the OK button. Next one down is your mode button. I'm gonna go ahead and press it. It's gonna stop recording. And then you see all the menu here. And it's front normal, front lock video, front photo. And if you have a rear camera, you're gonna see rear normal, rear lock video, and rear photo. This camera does not have a rear camera, so I'm only gonna use the front on the top. All right, we're going to get out of that because we'll get to the modes later at the end of the video. All right, so the next one I'm going to hit is the hazardous one. Now that one's going to lock the current video it's on right now. So if you see an incident happening, not pretty much to you, but like an accident in front of you, you could go ahead and hit that hazardous button and it's going to lock that current video. And you see where it says lock the current video. So that's what it's doing. And you can see the symbol on the right side where it's locked. All right, so the next one underneath is your power button or screensaver button. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit the power button one time and you see the screen turn off. Now that's just a screensaver because it's actually still recording on the top. So let's do it again. Right now it's on 5 seconds. Okay, we're going to click on that, go back, and you can see it's already at 9:10. So it did not stop recording. All it did was just turn off the screen. Now, if you want to turn off the whole dash cam, all you got to do is long press it, meaning hold it down till the action starts. And there you go. You see where it says goodbye. All right, so let's long press the power button until it turns on. There you go. All right, now we're back where we started and we're at the current screen. So that's what the buttons order. So when I go through the menu, you know exactly which buttons I'm talking about. And when you have your Wi-Fi on, this is all the information that comes on there. And that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is your password. All right, so what I'm gonna do is go ahead and hit the menu button. You see stop recording and we're in the menu. And the first one we're gonna get into is resolution. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit OK. And you can see the choices that you have. You have 5K, 4K, 2K, and if we arrow down, there's a 1080p. Now the 1080p is 60 frames per second, and the 5K on top is 25 frames per second. Well, the 5K is going to take more recording space compared to the 1080p. The dashcam came with a 64 gigabyte micro SD card, which is very good. But to make sure you get the maximum space for your loop recording and your G sensor, you want to get the maximum SD card. And I'll put a link in the description down below for that one, because the 5K is going to have a larger recording space compared to the 1080p. But I bought this one for the 5K, so we're going to leave it on 5K. We're going to hit OK. And we're going to go ahead and arrow down. And next one is loop recording, and we're going to select OK. And the choices are 1 minute, 3 minutes, or 5 minutes. Well, I like mine on 5 minutes because when I'm doing some research, say I got a 20-minute span that I need to research, well, I'm all going to look through 4 5-minute videos compared to 21-minute videos. Now, the 1-minute videos will have a smaller recording space compared to the 5-minute. But either way, in the long run, I think it's about the same. So I'm going to keep mine on 5 minutes. On your dashcam, you could choose what you like. It's your preference. I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to arrow down, and it says audio recording. We're going to hit OK, and your choices are off or on. And this is what we gone over in the beginning. When we hit the arrow button, the microphone, and it has an icon with the circle, the line through it, saying it's off or on. That is exactly the same thing, except this is in the menu. I'm going to leave mine on. We're going to arrow down, and you got the video codec format. And this is at an H.264. We're going to click OK to see what else is in there. And then you got an A.265. Now, these are recording formats. And what you want to do is leave it on the 264, because on the H.265, because sometimes if you're using an Apple computer or Apple devices, you can't open it under the 265. So just leave it on H.264. We're going to hit OK. We're going to arrow down to G sensor. We're going to hit OK. And right here is low, medium, or high. And what you want to do is, depending on your driving and your driving situation, meaning your driving situation is like potholes, speed bumps, hard braking. If you're in traffic a lot, you might want to keep this on low. And the reason is because every time you hard brake or you hit a pothole, the G sensor is going to be activated and it's record a lock file. Now, that lock file cannot be overridden by your loop recording, which means it's going to take up space in your SD card. So again, that's why I said you want to buy the maximum size. I'm going to leave mine on low, just so I don't take up that much space on my SD card. And plus, if there's an accident happen, well, the G sensor is going to be activated and it's going to record that video. Now, low means like if somebody's sitting on your car or somebody with the bicycle kind of hits it, it's not really going to record that. You'll have the recording on the loop recording, but it's not going to G sensor to lock it. So again, I'm going to keep that on low. All right, we're going to hit OK. Next one is your time lapse, and you can set this off or on. But in order to use this, I'm not sure if you saw that. Let's see. In order to use this, you got to have a HARDWIRE kit. A HARDWIRE kit will keep your dashcam on while it's parked. But if you don't have one, you don't have to worry about this. You can leave it on off. Now, make sure you subscribe to this channel because we're going to do another video just on the parking mode. We're going to go over all the settings of this, and we're going to put all these to the test and see how that goes. Now, if you're not sure what a HARDWIRE kit or how to install a HARDWIRE kit, I'll put links in the description down below. That way you get all the information that you need, because they're not hard to install, and I always have a step-by-step process on how to do that. All right, but we're going to get in there. We're going to hit OK. And it really won't let us get into the menu unless we have a HARDWIRE kit. So we're going to go ahead and arrow down. Time lapse. Again, parking mode. We're going to hit OK. But again, you need a HARDWIRE kit. And this pretty much sets it to 12 hours to 24 hours. All right, we're going to arrow down. Your collision detection and parking mode. Let's see what it says. Again, you need a HARDWIRE kit. And this is pretty much your kind of like a G sensor to set it low, medium, or high on how well you want to use it. If you want to record people that are sitting on your car or next to your car around there, then you want to hit that to high. All right, again, subscribe to this channel, and that way you get that video, which is coming out soon. All right, we're going to arrow down to exposure, and you can select OK. And this is kind of like your camera exposure. When you drive at night a lot, you might want to increase it. That way you get more light in your video when you play it back. Or if it's too bright, you're facing the sun, then you want to darken it. And you could do this right at here. I'm fine where I live, so I'm going to hit OK. It's your choice if you want to do it. It's your preference. All right, the next one is screensaver. We're going to hit OK. Now you can set to off, 1 minute, 3 minutes, or 5 minutes. We're going to go ahead and set this to 1 minute, and we're going to press OK. So what this does is, if you set it to 1 minute, well, so when you start your vehicle, it starts up. After 1 minute, the screen's going to turn off. And that way you're not distracted by the screen if you get distracted easy. If not, you can leave it wherever you want. Or you could set this to 3 minutes, and then in 3 minutes it'll turn off, or 5 minutes it'll turn off. And that's pretty much what it does. So let's go ahead and wait, and we're going to see what happens. And don't worry, I'm going to do a little fast forward on this so we won't waste time on this. All right, there it goes. It turned off, and that's pretty much what it is. But if you don't want it to turn off, all you got to do is go back. Just go back to your screensaver, hit OK, and hit off, and that way it will never turn off. And that's where I want it at right now, because I'm going to the menu. I don't want to turn off while we're doing that. All right, the next one down is your key tone. We're going to hit OK, and you could turn this off or on. And what this is we're going to turn this off, and this is all the beeps that we're hearing right now. All right, so I'm going to go down, and you hear that. There's no beeps. So we're going to go back to key tone, hit OK. We're going to arrow down to on. We're going to hit OK. And now watch this, or hear this. You hear that? That's your key tone. All right, so that's what it does. Now the next one down is your volume for your key tone and the messages that you're going to hear, like if you want some voice activation. So we're going to go ahead and hit arrow up to turn it, increase it all the way up. All right, you heard that, right? You hear the beeps? All right, now it's a lot louder. We're going to leave it there just for this demonstration purposes. All right, we're going to hit OK, and we're going to get out of there. All right, the next one down is your Wi-Fi, and we're going to hit OK. And you could turn this to 5 gigahertz or 2.4 gigahertz. Well, I'm going to turn this one to 5 gigahertz. That way, when we need to download a file or transfer a file or upload a file or share it, we're going to go ahead. It's going to go faster. So we're going to hit 5 gigahertz. We're going to hit OK. Opening Wi-Fi, please wait. So now it's been changed. All right, so the next one down is your voice control. And you could turn this off or on. Whoop, I'm sorry, I hit the power button, the screensaver. So we're going to hit OK to on, which is on. It was on already. Now, it's your preference if you want to do this. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to test all these voice controls, and we're going to get out of the menu by pressing the menu button. We're going to come back, and it's going to start recording. There it goes. And you heard that. It says recording started, or stopped, I'm sorry. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit OK to turn it back on, and there you go. It's recording. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say all the commands, and you'll be able to hear them. Turn on Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi is on.
Turn off Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi is off.
Take a picture. Take a picture. All right, I don't know if you heard them twice, 2 pictures. I'm going to do one more. Take a picture. All right. Turn off recording.
Recording stopped.
Open recording.
Recording started.
Lock the video.
Emergency video.
Show front camera.
Front camera displayed.
Now, if you had a rear camera, you could say rear camera, but if we don't have one.
Camera displayed.
All right, but we don't have one, so it's not going to be displayed. Show front camera.
Front camera displayed.
Open screen.
Screen turned on.
Turn off display.
Screen turned off.
Open screen.
Screen turned on.
So the word open really means start. So don't really like that because you're not really going to remember open. You're going to remember start. Like start recording.
Recording stopped.
All right, so let's see. Start recording.
Recording stopped.
See, it goes to stop recording.
Recording stopped.
Open recording.
Recording started.
See, there you go. Don't really like those commands. You're going to have to remember those. All right, so that's all the commands. So let's get back into the menu. Recording stop because we're going back into the menu. We're going to go all the way down. All right, the next one is language. We're going to hit OK. And if you need to change this, you could do this at this time, but I'm going to leave mine on English. Next one down is your video stamp on or off. And what this does is it puts the date and time on your on your video footage. So we hit OK. If you turn this off, well, it's not going to have the date and time on your footage. So we're going to go ahead and leave it on and press OK. Next one down is your frequency. If you live in the US, you want to select 60 Hertz. If you don't, then choose 50 Hertz. All right, so we're going to leave that out there. Rear mirror. This is if you have a rear camera, where it'll flip the image, but we don't have one, so we're going to go ahead and skip that. Next one down is your GPS. We're going to hit OK, and it gives you your GPS status. And you see those green lines going up and down? That's what you want. If you see them all flat, that means your GPS is not working. But this one is, because you can see the green lines there. We're going to hit OK. Well, I guess we got to hit menu back to get back in there. All right, we're going to go down for speed unit. I'm going to hit OK. I live in the US, so I'm going to leave mine on miles per hour. If you want to change yours to kilometers, then you can do that there. I'm going to leave those on mph, on the miles per hour. Next one down is your time zone selection. We're going to hit OK. Mine says -6, so I'm going to hit that one, go down one, and select OK. Just set yours to what you need. I'll put a clip on the right side of the screen so you can actually see which one's yours. We're going to hit OK. Next one down is your date and time settings. We're going to hit OK. And here you could actually change the date and time of your dashcam. And the first one is M for months. So we're going to go ahead, we're actually January, so we're OK. But if we need to change it, you go arrow down or up to change it. All right, so we're going to hit OK. Well, actually, let's hit OK to go to the next one. All right, there you go. Just hit OK and it jump to the date. Date is fine. And it goes to the next one. 2024 is good. We're going to be OK. We're going to hit OK to go to the time. And the time is 12 o'clock, so that's good. We're going to hit OK to go to the next one. Actually, it's 12:22, so I'm going to arrow up to change that. And there you go. After everything's good, we hit OK when you're at the end. And there it goes. Your date and time is changed on there. We're going to go down for your time scale. We're going to hit OK. Now, this is if you want your time to be in a 12-hour status, meaning 1 through 12, or if you want it on 24-hour settings, which I don't. I want it in 12-hour settings, and we're going to hit OK. Now, the 24-hour settings is kind of like military time, whereas 1,500 hours is 3 o'clock. 1,600 hours is 4 p.m. But that's your preference, however you want to do it. Next one down is your date format. We're going to hit OK. And here you could choose whichever one you want. If you want year, month, date first listed, month, day, year. But I like to have the month, date, and year. So I'm going to leave that on there, and I'm going to hit OK. It's your preference on whatever you want. You could change that. Next one down is your format SD card, and this is if you want to erase everything. Now, my recommendation is to do this once a month or once every 2 months. The SD card is getting full with your G sensor and your loop recording. So remember, it's deleting old files and starting new ones. So you want to make sure your SD card is formatted once a month or once every 2 months. I won't pass 2 months. Now, there's more information on G-sensor and loop recording because they go hand in hand. And I have videos in the description down below that give you more in-depth on it. And since you all are dashcam owners, I recommend you go ahead and watch those. All right, let's go down for SD card information. We're going to hit OK. Now, here it gives you kind of like a little diagram of how much is being used. And right now, your total size is a 58.9 gigabyte SD card. Your available space is 58.9. Use size is 8.3 because I just turned this dashcam on for the first time, so the recording space is all there. But once we start going into the loop recording and your G sensor, all this is going to be taken up. All right, so we're going to hit OK to get back, or actually menu to get back. Next one down is your default settings. And this is if you want to go back to the factory settings. If you want to do that, you can hit there. I don't need to do that, so we're fine. Next one down is your manual QR code. So if you want to get the manual for this, go ahead and get that QR code from there, right there. All right, we're going to hit menu to go back and hit down your firmware version. We're going to OK, and there you go. And if you need to update this, I'll show that in a different video. All right, so let's move on by menu. Arrow down, and we're back at the main screen. So that is all the menu settings, and we've gone over the buttons. But now what we could do now is get back to the main screen. We're gonna hit menu. And we're gonna go to the mode. And it's gonna stop recording, and we're gonna get into all those screen right there. We're gonna get to all of that. In the playback mode, you see in the top where it says front normal, front locked, front photo. And if you have a rear camera, it'll be the same. Rear normal, rear locked, rear photo. Your rear normal are your loop recordings. And if we press OK, we could get to those. And all you gotta do is arrow down to get to the next one. And you can see there's more. You see how I went to 2 to 4. So this is the second screen. And we go down to the third screen. Now, if you want to select any of them, just press OK. And you can see the status bar moving from left to right. And you hear my voice in there. So we're going to press OK. Or we go, well, it's already out of there now. So what we're going to do is now on the bottom here, you'll see there's a video mode, which is actually the playback. The middle icon is your delete, and this one here is to lock it. And the way you maneuver those, if you hit the menu button, and you can see how it switched to the delete. Let's go ahead and delete that. Let's hit OK. And you see another menu come up that says delete one or delete all. Well, I just want to delete that one, so we're going to press OK. Now, if you want to delete all, arrow down, and you can select it. But I'm going to go back up to delete one, and I'm going to hit OK. Delete selected file. I'm going to arrow up for yes, and hit OK. File deleted, completed. All right, so that one was deleted. Now, say we want to put this to the lock files. We could do is hit the menu button one more time, and we're going to hit OK. And it says protect selected files, protect them all, or unprotect the selected file, or unprotect all files. So what we're going to do is we're going to protect all files. So we're going to arrow down, and we're going to hit OK. Protect all files. We're going to hit yes, and we're going to hit OK. So all of them are now protected. So these files will not be overridden by loop recording. But now let's go ahead and hit OK to get back in there. And we're going to unprotect all files and hit OK. And we select yes, hit OK. All right, so now we're back where we're at. Now, when you want to protect one of them, we'll press OK. And we're going to hit protect selected file right there. We're going to hit OK. Arrow down, yes. And you can see how that one has a lock symbol. So that's how you get into them. That's how you delete it. That's how you lock it. And that's how you play it. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit the M button, the mode button, to get out of there. And we're going to arrow down to get to front lock video. We're going to hit OK. Now, these are your G sensors. These are the ones that are activated by G sensor, or this is when you actually use this hazarded one and you press the button and you lock that file. And again, if you want to play it, delete it, or unprotect it, you could do that. So we're going to hit OK to play it. And you heard that. And you can see where I was going through the voice commands. So what we're going to do is hit OK to stop it. And what we're going to do is hit M to get back to where we're at. And the M was the mode button. And we're going to go ahead and hit menu to go to the next one. And we're going to delete that one. Hit OK. And we're going to hit yes. Delete selected file. I'm going to arrow down, hit yes. And it says cannot delete it because it has the lock symbol on there. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit the menu button one more time. We're going to get to the lock symbol, and we're going to hit OK. And what we're going to do is unprotect the selected file. We're going to hit OK. Arrow down for yes and hit OK. And now you can see the lock symbol is not there. So now we could go ahead and hit the menu button. And we're going to hit OK to delete that one file. And it says delete one, yes. Arrow down for yes. And there you go. So we had 4 files. Now we have 3 only. All right, so we're going to hit the mode button to get out of there. And now we're going arrow down to our front photos. And we're going to hit OK. And again, you could play where there's nothing to play because it's a picture. Or we hit menu to delete it. or we could hit the menu button again to lock it. And we've gone through that. And let's go ahead and select OK. And let's hit, and we'll hit protect selected file. We hit OK. L down for yes. And there you go. So that lock file, so that picture is a lock file now and will not be overridden by loop recording. Once your dash cam has filled up and there's no room, it's going to start deleting these photos as well. So there's a photo you need, make sure you get into the mode and select the one you need by using the menu button and protect it. I'm going to go ahead and unprotect this one because I don't need it saved. And if loop recording needs it, the space, it could go ahead and do that. I'm going to unprotect it. All right, and it's gone. Let's hit the mode button. And that is it for mode. That is it. I'm sorry, this is actually it for the playback mode. So we hit mode to get back into the screen. And now what we could do is actually go into the icons of all this and see exactly what they mean. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put this in the front and you can see the actual icons there. And I'm going to go ahead and go over all these icons. So from the top left, you can see the REC button, record. Now, when the red dot is to the right of that, that indicates that it is recording. If you don't see it, that means it's not recording. Now, to the right of that, you see a person with 3 lines in the front, meaning it's speaking. This is indicating that the voice commands are on. Now, we turned them off. Let's see what happens when that turns on. All right, I turned off the voice commands and you can see how it's not bright anymore. It's like a grayish and it has a line going through it. So that is indicating that the voice command is off. To the right of that is a parking mode icon indicating that it has an X on it. You can see the X right on top of there. That's indicating that it's not on, again, because we don't have parking mode on this because we need a hardwire kit. The next one to the right, again, is a parking mode icon, and again, it has a red in it. That indicating that it's not active because we don't have the hardwire kit hooked up to this. But remember, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, select all notifications because I got videos of the parking mode coming soon. To the right of that is your G sensor, and it has a G around with a square around it and a car, and it has 3 lines. And the first line is highlighted in red. That's indicating that it is on low setting on G sensor. If it was on middle, then the second bar will be highlighted in red. To the right of that is your GPS, as you see like a satellite going to the sky. That's indicating that it's on. To the right of that is your Wi-Fi, and it is not active at the moment, so that's why you see it not highlighted with the bar going through it. Underneath that is you see the minutes going, where it's at 2.35, 36. This is your time status of your loop recording and what is actually on right now. Underneath that is your Wi-Fi setting at 5K, not at 2.4. Underneath that, to the bottom right, is a white icon of an SD card. Now, if you did not have one in there, you'll have a red line going through it. To the left of that, where it says 0 mph, this is your miles per hour while you're driving. Now, to the left of that is your time and date stamp. Again, this is your time stamp that will be on your footage if you select it to be on. On top of that, on the corner left, is your microphone icon indicating that the audio is on. As we saw before, if it was off, I have a line going through it. All right, we've gone over the buttons, we've gone over the menu, we've gone over the modes and the playback mode, we've gone over the voice commands, and we even went over all the icons. If this video was helpful for you, please like this video because it really helps the channel and I really appreciate that from you. If you're interested in this product, I'll put links in the description down below. Don't forget to hit subscribe button, select all notifications because I got more videos of this dashcam coming out. We got the parking mode coming out for this video, the review, the unboxing, and we're even going to go over the app and we got a step-by-step on how to install this dashcam into your vehicle. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe.